What is AFL?
I don't know, Phil. Tell me, what is AFL?
We're about to find out with Aussie Rules Explained. This is the first time we're going to be introduced to the AFL, the Australian Football League, on the channel, and I am not familiar with this. I am familiar with a lot of sports around the world. I might have an inkling about what it's supposed to be and, how to play the game and what the rules are. I might get the gist of it, but AFL is not one of them.
I've never heard of the Australian Football League. I didn't even know that they had a different type of football than anywhere else.
Yeah, well, you're about to find out. And this apparently started in 1895. They had a different name for it. It was
time ago, the Victorian Football League.
Yeah, and then they changed the name to 1990 to the Australian Football League because it was obviously growing nationwide at that point. It's got 18 teams, and I think the season runs from March or May to September. Can't remember what.
March to September.
Yeah, March to September. And it culminates with a huge final that Australians get super psyched up about.
It's also interesting because we both have family in Australia, and neither of us have ever heard of this.
Yeah. Well, if they're tuning in, they're going to be like, now you're about to learn. So let's find out. What is AFL?
It's got running.
Now they're starting to run.
It's got kicking.
Crowd willing him on. Kill surely. He might kick it anyway. He has.
It's got bone-on-bone hits without pads.
Sheesh.
No, it's not
body.
rugby.
That's
Kind of looks like rugby.
It's Australian football, although you might hear it called Aussie Rules or even Footy. This is Australia's biggest sport and is now played professionally by 18 teams in the AFL.
Told
It
ya.
has the fourth highest average attendance of any domestic sports league in the world. These are some serious fans.
Looks like it.
What do you say we talk basics? Aussie Rules is played on a football field probably bigger than any you've ever seen, with an egg-shaped ball that takes some crazy bounces. Each team consists of 18 players on the field and 4 on the bench. Tremendous athletes, these players are basketball-sized with the hands and foot speed of an NFL wide receiver and stamina greater than a soccer player.
Damn.
All right. Might be pushing it there.
Stadium in the world.
The game starts with a center bounce, a bit like a basketball jump ball. The basic object of the game, like American football, is to move the ball down the field and
You can
score.
pass it
All
forward.
the way from 45.
Oh, shit.
Collier gets it back within a goal.
You can
Damn.
move the ball
Damn.
3 ways. Running, but you have to bounce it every 16 yards.
How are you counting 16 yards?
Using your fist to hit it forward. This is called a handball, another skill unique to Aussie Rules.
Nice
Looks like a
running. Ellis was involved as
volleyball
well.
serve
Costello
almost.
started it all and drills it home.
And of course, the most common way is kicking it.
And it's full forward. Terrific.
Whoa. That's one way to pass the ball.
Like a quarterback using feet instead of hands, these guys can hit a teammate on the run at 50 yards. If the kick is a little high, a player may have to
Nice.
jump and make a spectacular catch.
Oh.
This is called a mark.
Damn. That guy can jump.
Holy.
And believe
Let me just
guy's-
hop on your back.
This guy said, I need a shoulder. I don't need a hand. I need a shoulder.
Literally. Also, I feel like this is every sport comprised into one. You've got the kicking from soccer. You've got American football, throwing and stuff like that. You've got almost like a volley from volleyball or like a serve from volleyball. You've got rugby aspects in this.
Yeah, it's very cool. Insane accuracy as well on the kicks there.
Yeah.
You're running and you have to kick the ball at the same
You got
time.
basketball with the bounce.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
literally 5
bouncing that
sports in
ball is a
one.
little bit more difficult, I
Yeah.
would say.
Crazy.
I would say it's seems more athletic than rugby. don't take this the wrong way if you're a rugby fan. But when I say that, I mean that it seems like there's less contact in this, and it's more like, okay, like let's play, and there is contact, but it's more
Rugby's like very aggressive.
Rugby, it's like I'm going to run into people on purpose,
Yeah.
right? This is more like we're trying to get the ball down the field to score, so it's like a little more free flowing in that sense. But like you were saying, it's got everything comprised into it.
Also,
and
did you see the size comparison of the field compared to other fields?
It's
like
huge.
4 times the size.
So I guess why they're saying the endurance thing, because it's a massive field, right?
It's insane.
Yeah, so pretty cool little introduction here that we're getting. But definitely have to have a whole lot of skill, so well-rounded as an athlete, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a quarterback using feet instead of hands, these guys can hit a teammate on the run at 50 yards. If the kick is a little high, a player may have to jump and make a spectacular catch. This is called a mark.
This guy's like, what the hell, bro?
He took his armchair with him and sat on top Nick Bellinelli.
And believe it or not, you can use the opponent as a springboard for
What?
jumping. If you take a mark, you can keep going, or you can stop on the spot and take an unimpeded kick.
Oh, nice.
Once in scoring position, the idea is to kick the ball through the 2 large upright posts. That's a goal and worth 6 points.
6 points.
Left foot, well within his repertoire.
Nice.
If you hit the post
Can he stand on it?
Uh-oh.
or send it between the big post and the outer lower post, it's worth 1 point and is called a behind.
Nobody likes a behind.
A final score line might look something like this.
20, 10, 18, 20.
By the way, there's no offside rule. Don't get us wrong, there are positions. Defenders defend.
Boom.
Forwards go forward. And midfielders, yep, play in midfield.
Okay,
This is
big.
better from Hawthorn. We know what a good kick he is, but he sends
here we
it
go.
up the line outside. He goes back into Hale, 70 metres out.
Nice little toss. Let's go.
Peter Suckling with a
Oh my
low
gosh,
belter.
that's from so far out.
Players come in all shapes and sizes. The Fremantle Dockers have 5'8" Hayden Ballantyne, 6'3" Nate Fife, and 7-footer Aaron Sandilands.
7 feet?
You can
Wow.
tackle hard, but not too high or low. It has to be between the shoulders and the knees.
Fumble.
There are 4 quarters of 20 minutes, but like soccer, time is added on for stoppages of play. The extra time can be as much as 10 additional minutes. AFL teams play 22 regular season games. The top 8 teams make the playoffs, or as they're called in Australia, the finals. Eventually, 2 teams meet in the championship game or the grand final. It's Australia's Super Bowl and is played every year in the magnificent Melbourne Cricket Ground.
looks
In front
huge.
of 90,000 plus.
Yeah, it is.
It's a big deal.
Away we go. Opening bounce. Kennedy. Long kick. Goal. First of the grand final.
Good looking kick. He's got it. Franklin. Oh, yes, he has.
Malcheski run down holding the footy.
Langford running hard. He'll fancy this. It's got enough. It's a goal.
That's rowdy.
Any questions? Check us out at afl.com.au. And
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's wild because I think they said there's 8 people on the pitch at one time. And is that right? 8? Seems like too
No,
small.
more than that. They
I
said
know they said, I think 4 people as subs, right?
4 subs, yeah, but no, it was like 12 or 14.
Okay, I was gonna say, 'cause
on the field.
That seems like for 80 minutes you'd be dead.
Yeah, no, it was more than
But
that.
I guess
I want
regardless,
to
you
say
got,
they said 16 or 14.
regardless, I guess you have to have great endurance to be playing 80 minutes.
Yeah.
And the huge field and the size of the stadium. That's what I was wondering what they were going to say. But 90,000 seems right for that final because the field alone is big, and then you see the
Yeah.
size of the stadium
And
around it
there's
with
like
all the
3
seating.
tiers of people.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we're like, the Super Bowl gets so much hype, obviously, but this has so many other aspects, like, you know, that we talked about in terms of athletics that you need to incorporate, and seems like it's a little more exciting from my 5-minute introduction here. Then I like, you know, football. I like American football. I watch the Super Bowl. I don't watch it regularly, but I will watch the Super Bowl. And I don't know. I just feel like from my introduction here, it seems like this is bigger.
Maybe you're going to become an AFL fan.
Maybe. But
I
it's
was
just
thinking they said there's no offside. So I was like, well, what if people just sit and cherry pick? But then I was like, the field's so big, you probably couldn't even do that.
I mean, you could, because you could kick it pretty far. And
Yeah,
I'm sure
fair.
some people try that, but that probably means you also have one less player on defense and all that other stuff. But anyways, I was just saying, alluding to like the hugeness of the Super Bowl, you know, it gets so many viewers, and obviously the World Cup gets more viewers, but we have never heard about the AFL, right? It just kind of tells you how different the world is from the, you know, one side of the world to the other side of the world, that you're not exposed to these things, and we just live in two different universes.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I also think a big part of it is like, you know, what is your marketing budget and what's your goal with it, right? Like if you think of the Super Bowl and the NFL, right? Like the marketing capacity for that organization is humongo.
Yeah, of course, that's true. I mean, but they did say it's the 4th domestic league, so, you know, in it for attendance worldwide, which is pretty big, because you're talking about NBA, you know, the English Premier League, you're talking about all the
NHL,
you know, European sports leagues, all that stuff. So, anyways, you guys can give us more insights about the AFL. We're just going on a tangent here and being ignorant.
speculating.
So you guys can give us more Australian details down below. I enjoyed my introduction to the AFL.
That was cool.
Very cool. Looks like very talented athletes, and
Well-rounded athletes as well.
maybe I'll be tuning in, because we're getting a little closer to September now. So
Yeah, maybe we'll watch the grand finale.
finals coming up soon.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think down below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. We'll see you on our next video.
Thanks for watching.